Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us. You guys are the real MVP. Across this video are made for you, and I thought to share with you guys where punk people, white women, are out to talk about what really happened during the town hall meeting at Doha. Like, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Yesterday I was able to put some stitches from people that look like me reacting and sharing their own opinion. On this particular video, I was able to put up some stitches from white women, most especially. I'm just going to roll it. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into it.
The Republican view of manliness and courage involves stepping out of the way so that the boots can come in and drag a woman away because she spoke her mind at a town hall. How courageous to stand up against a woman's voice by stepping out of the way and letting unnamed powers come in and drag her and assault her as she's screaming, "Who are you?" Republican men are so courageous to stand up for each other and let the women go down. Wow. I think that guy bothered me most, the one who stepped out of the way and allowed them to assault her. Because it shows this collaboration between the everyday GOP Republican and the fascism. Because if there's not that kind of cooperation, this doesn't happen. Stop complying with fascism.
So I don't know if you guys saw the video of the town hall in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Yeah. Teresa Borenpaul, I believe her name is. She was a part of a group of protesters, which in a town hall, that is a public setting. And unfortunately, not unfortunately, it should be where a town hall is where people state their opinion on what is happening, and then you come to a resolution with all of the people in the area. Well, unfortunately, that area is full of conservative, misogynistic, far right trash. So what happened was they're carrying on about their town hall, and she's part of the protesters. So every now and again, even the people that were there stated they weren't being obnoxious. Just every now and again, they would holler out and be like, "That's not true," or something of that sort, right? And instead of them just letting the protesters speak like every other professional official does, they take opinions from all, which is the whole fucking point. He decides to mock her and call her a little girl, and that she doesn't know the consequences of what she's doing. And then proceeds to threaten to spray her with pepper spray while she's in the audience, mind you, with people all around her. And then directs 3 unmarked men, no badges in sight, to come and remove her. And they're literally dragging her, and she's on the ground. And the people in the audience are like, "You're hurting her, you're hurting her." Go watch the video. It's fucking disturbing. But this is the shit I'm talking about with the misogynistic fucking trash in this country. These fucking white men think that they run every fucking thing, and I got news for you, bitch. My daddy was one of you motherfuckers, and I'm one of those. I'm one of those. I'm gonna be a stick in your fucking side every time. You don't want to put it on the news, this shit's going on? I'm gonna put it on my fucking platform every day.
I'm going to repost this clip. It was originally posted by my friend Shani Sitherhands, but I think more people need to see it because this is what's going on. And this was at our town hall in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and this is what our sheriff does to people that speak out against what he believes in. I 100% think that what they did to this lady, and I don't know who she is, but I am so fucking proud of her. I'm so proud of her for resisting. I think that was assault. If they were officers or sheriff deputies, they did not identify themselves as so, and it was just Sheriff Norris basically throwing his power around to silence her in a town hall, which is supposed to be heard by the people. And I don't know who's running that town hall, but he sounds like a very small man who's resorting to name calling and throwing a temper tantrum because people aren't agreeing with his viewpoints of what they're speaking on, which is reproductive rights in Idaho, and he's silencing the women speaking out against it. He's a very fucking small man. So I'll show the clip, and you can decide for yourself.
Ever since the Roe versus Wade, so doctors are protected against having to be forced to do abortions.
All right, hold on one moment here. Okay, again, you folks who are just popping off with stupid remarks, you're not taking into account the people sitting next to you. There's a bunch of people that came here to hear them. There's an opportunity for you to sound off, but not right now. And because you're not smart enough to know that, you're just crazy people. And what we're doing right now is just pausing while we get out. If you can't be civil, get out.
Get up or be arrested.
So you know, folks, when our nation began, there was some really
You're gonna arrest her?
No, I'm not recognizing you.
What would you like to do?
So yes, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. I promise. We'll get
Yes, it is.
plenty of chances.
This is not a negotiation.
But you know, the problem is the folks. Oh look!
I'm telling you to leave.
Look at that! Oh, he's showing how intelligent he is with all the fine words he has. This was a mission. They came here to disrupt so that the citizens can't hear. The reality is there's a whole bunch of great things that are happening. The problem is we got a bunch of rabble-rousers who just won't allow it to be spoken. So, you know, the thing is, what I'm doing up here is I'm simply over-talking you because your voice is meaningless right now. And we're just taking care of the rabble-rousers. And eventually what's going to happen is everything's going to settle down and we'll get back to hearing the legislators. Because really, you didn't come here to listen to me. I just happen to have a nice loud voice and a big microphone. And I can talk over all of you. And I can just talk for on and on and on. And look at this little girl is afraid to leave. She spoke up, and now she doesn't want to suffer the consequences. Isn't that the problem that we're struggling with so many of the kids today? Is they want to behave poorly, and then not struggle with the consequences. That is shameful. I think what we've got right now is a situation where these folks are trying to filibuster and shut this whole program down. Unfortunately, they're being successful. To all of you who came here to hear the legislators, I applaud you for sitting there and quietly listening. I promise we will get back to you. In the meantime, we've just got to be a little aggressive with some of these folks here. Here. Oh, no, I should be removed. I should be allowed to cry and yell and scream. I should be able to allow to interrupt.
Let's go. Don't touch her. This isn't excuse me, Sheriff Norris. This gentleman is assaulting me.
You out
this
now.
man is
You
assaulting
out
me.
now. Let's go.
This man is assaulting me. Is this
out
your
now.
deputy? Is this your deputy? No, don't fucking touch us. Is he a deputy? These are deputies. Who the fuck are these men?
So how about that? Come on, Musk.
Hey, hey.
It's too bad that we have some 150-year-old Social Security recipients. We know that government has been mismanaging money for decades. And we want us to get up there now.
Who the fuck are these guys? Show your badge. Who the fuck are you?
Cooperate, it'll be 100 times.
Yeah, that's what they say to rape victims. You fucking piece of shit. You refuse to identify yourselves. Who are you? Who are you?
To come here today. And I applaud them for doing so. Thank you for coming. But the problem is this. They didn't come here to listen. They came here to interrupt.
To the motherfuckers who dragged that innocent woman in Idaho out of that town hall meeting and sat around while everybody fucking watched, You will meet somebody one day who is a woman who is strapped, who will fucking you. And shame on the fucking people in that room that sat and watched while a woman got her ass dragged out of her room for asking a question. You know what? I bet you're the same men who say, I won't put my hands on a woman. But then when someone is right there getting assaulted, you guys will look the other way. Deadass, that was a glorified fucking clan, like Handmaid's Tale meeting. I feel ashamed to live in the same country as you and to know that we share the same culture. Because you are the same kind that produces really bad people. Really, really bad people that we hear in the news. And I know for damn sure, personally, I will never be raising my child or myself to be acting that wild. This is hellscape behavior.
Breaking news update on Sheriff Norris of Kootenai County in Idaho. It looks like we've uncovered some audio from last year revealing that the sheriff has had it out for the woman he used a private security firm to kidnap from a town hall event.
That have said things that are false. And Teresa Bornpaul, and I think she's running, I will call her out. She's another activist. We need to make sure that we don't elect activist leaders in this community. We need to make sure we don't do that. In my opinion, there are a couple of city council members that are on the city of Coeur d'Alene council that are more of an activist than they are representative.
Christy was one of them.
So, I mean, we need to make sure that we elect leaders that really understand what their role is and not activists.
That's why. It's because he knew who she was, because she had previously run for office. She's smarter than they are and far more qualified, and they were threatened by her. That's why they kidnapped her that night. This needs to go viral. Sheriff Norris needs to be in jail. No more excuses.
So by now we've seen the videos of the Republican members of Congress getting heckled or yelled at during their town hall meetings over the last week. These town halls are definitely a warning sign for Republicans, but not for the reasons that Democrats are saying they're a warning sign for Republicans. And there's also a bit of a reality check that Democrats need to have about what's going on at these town halls. First, let's do the reality check for Democrats. These town halls are filled with Democrat voters. These are not Republicans who are showing up, who are now suddenly against everything that Trump and Republicans are doing. This is not a case of like Republicans turning against Trump and Republicans. It's not what's happening here. These are very clearly Democrat voters who showed up to these town halls. I think this was an intentional, pre-planned effort to show up together. But if you look at the way that the questions they're asking, the things they're complaining about, these are Democrat talking points. There are things that Republicans don't like about their members of Congress or things that they don't like about Trump. But if you listen to the actual political conversations going on, the things Republicans are upset with Republicans over are not the things these people are complaining about. These are the way these questions are phrased, the things they're complaining about. These are very clearly Democratic voters who are raising Democrat concerns about what Trump is doing. It doesn't mean that they're not constituents of these congressmen. They definitely are. It doesn't mean that they aren't sincere in opposing those issues. It just means that this is not, as some here on this app have tried to portray, this isn't Republican voters showing up and voicing their disapproval with Republican members of Congress. That's not what's happening here. There is this effort on the left to try and show that Trump is losing support among Republicans and that Republicans are jumping ship on Trump. That's not happening. This is a video of Democrats showing up to yell at and harass Republican members of Congress at their town hall meetings. However, this is still a bad sign for Republicans. It might not be a bad sign because their own voters are turning on them, but it's a bad sign because their own voters aren't there. It's Democrats who showed up to their town halls, and there's a reason Democrats showed up to these town halls. There's a reason that this happened in town halls across the country at the same time with the people saying almost exactly the same thing. This was very clearly a coordinated, planned effort to do this across the country. And this is proof of how good Democrats are at organizing at local and congressional levels. They threw this plan together very fast. It's a very effective plan to basically say, we are going to show up at town halls that nobody else is going to show up to. We're going to organize to show up and try and create this image that all their constituents are unhappy with them, especially in these very red districts. We're going to do this in a very pre-planned way. This is the Democrats' strength. They are way better than Republicans at organizing at these levels. You've heard me say it a lot. Democrats have a lot of issues right now with what's going on at the top of the ticket. Their DC brand is really low right now. But where they are still miles ahead of Republicans is their ability to organize at the grassroots level, at the congressional and local level. The Republican Party is so far behind in this. In the age of Trump and MAGA, the Republican Party infrastructure has been so fractured, is so full of infighting, it's been so decimated by these anti-establishment MAGA types that the actual infrastructure of the Republican Party at the local level is basically decimated. It's nothing. There's a reason why the Republican ground game needed outside help in the 24 election to help Trump get elected, because the Republican ground game was so abysmal. It's been just decimated. And now coming into congressional elections in 26, they just don't have this local level to organize, and Democrats do. And this is perfect proof of that. Republicans are not showing up to these town halls. They're not showing up to Democrat town halls. Republicans just aren't showing up at all because they cannot organize at this level like Democrats can. And that's going to be a huge issue going into a midterm where you don't have a big name at the top to pull everything together. Midterm elections are very decentralized. They're more about local issues, about what's going on in individual states. And being able to organize at this level is way more important. And especially if this election, if the 26 midterms are in any way close or have a bunch of close races, the ability to organize better than your opponent is going to be miles ahead, going to put you miles ahead of your opponent at the finish line. And this spells real trouble for Republicans going into 26.
I've been seeing so many videos of Republican town halls across the country, doesn't matter what state they're in, and they are getting reamed by their constituents. Their constituents are straight up asking them, how are you going to handle all this crap that Trump is doing, all these illegal things? And then they go and defend it, and then they are attacked, not physically, but yeah. So if you have a person in the House or the Senate, U.S., that is having a town hall near you, you should go. You should go be a part of the resistance. However, after the shellacking that they have gotten over the weekend, I think they're going to do what they did for the last Trump administration, is just not do town halls anymore. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to defend Trump.
Anything that these pan-colored women have to say, it's this time that these people cannot even stand up for themselves. It's this time that the pan-colored men, the white men that you guys are actually, doing and sacrificing everything for, don't even care about you. They don't care about you. And you expect black women to come and speak up. You expect black people to speak. You, that is the white woman, you are treated the way you are treated. And you think that people that look like me will not be treated worse off? Like, they will not be treated worse than the way you are being dragged out? Oh, God. The thing is that I actually took my time to watch the said clip. I posted it in my previous video yesterday. You could just check it out. What black people have to say about the Doha controversy and all of that. I actually took my time to watch the clip, and they were all in the middle of discussion, and this woman was like, women are dying. I think that they were actually talking about the abortion ban and all of that. And she was like, with her frustration being a woman, she was like, women are dying. That was when, they actually paused everything that was being said in the Congress or in the town hall meeting. And the said man instructed these two unidentified people to go shut her up. Not only did they want to shut her up, they decided to drag her because she was like, you are harassing me. What have I done? There is the freedom of speech. We're just telling you things that is affecting the livelihood of womanhood. And she was like, dragged. She was dragged on the floor. She was dragged. And what baffles me was the fact that there are so many pan-colored women out there. There are so many pan-colored women seated even closely to her. They just watch her like being dragged. Is that how you can also betray your own? Nobody was even able to stand up for her. Nobody was like, oh my God, you're hurting. Like, you know how it's done. They were all seated. So many people just removed their phone and started recording, which yes, but at least even at recording, why not stand up for her as well? Why not stand up for her? The other woman beside, seated opposite direction, was just smiling and recording, was just laughing. She was even trying to like, oh, please do not. You saw your own fellow human, your woman that is probably speaking for you, being dragged and shamed in that manner. You were not able to stand up and unite and even walk out from the Congress. But I'm like, all these people, are they okay? No, seriously. And they are the same people to call out people that looks like me about how ununited we are, about how we're just jealous of each other. If you ask me who is united and ununited in this predicament, in the course of this election, I think that people that look like me are more united than ever. They are the ones who voted, 92% of them. The men voted 88% or 86%, if I'm not mistaken. But every other person was 40, 20. So who is now the united community? You see right now that pan-colored women actually have a lot of work to do. Before coming for people that looks like me and trying to call them out for not standing up to speak up or standing on business, you have to really work on your community. You have to work on it. Anyways, black women or black people are still standing on business. They are not going to get themselves involved. Imagine, doing that. Imagine your men doing that to you. What do you expect them to do to people that look like me when they decide to speak up? They will do the unthinkable. Did you even forget that they have removed the database of all these police misconduct people? And you expect people that look like me to come out and speak? And you know that they are the real targets. They are waiting for people that look like me to speak or to do something before they execute the plan that they have been keeping for people that looks like me. Ask a question. There have been so many rallies and all of that. No police brutality, no nothing. But just let's imagine that people that looks like me got themselves involved one way or the other. You'll be hearing another different stories. You'll be hearing different kind of stories. It's so disappointing that the men in which you guys are, fighting for can still do this to you. I could remember vividly during the course of the, election preparations and all of that. There's this podcast, very popular, famous one. And this pan-colored woman was asked the question, so why would you endorse or why would you want to vote for Orange Man? And she was like, oh, voting for Orange Man means that white people will still be on the front line. They'll still be on the front side. But voting for any other person apart from Orange Man will mean that it's just going to be a miss. Probably black people or black men might be on the front line and all of that. Like, just look at your excuses. You are not even thinking about, equality, stability, and all of that. You just want someone that looks like you to be on the front line. Even when this person is still disgracing you the way at which you just disgraced this woman in that town hall meeting. You don't care about that. Look at the men that you guys were. There is a woman, which I have actually staged her video. I think she was like, any man who voted for Democrat is less of a man and all of that. And I was like, oh my goodness, I just feel pity for your daughters. You're calling men who are probably standing for the right of women and the right of their daughters, the right of their wives as lesser men, right? Anyway, lovely listener, just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So guys, if you've not subscribed to this channel, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you lovely when I upload the next one.